स्वागत है आपका कंटेंट मॉन्स्टर्स के एक और एपिसोड में। और आज के इस एपिसोड में हम रिव्यू कर रहे हैं फिल्म रॉकी और रानी की प्रेम कहानी का, जो कि हाल ही में रिलीज हुई है सिनेमा घरों में। It's doing fairly well, and having seen the film in the second weekend, I can say that it's clearly winning audiences' hearts. क्या फिल्म उम्मीदों पे खरी उतरेगी? क्या फिल्म उतनी अच्छी नहीं होगी? सिर्फ हाइप हुआ था फिल्म के बारे में? ये कई सारे सवाल होते हैं जब इस तरह की फिल्म हम देखने जाते हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई थिंक मुख्य कलाकार इस फिल्म के रणवीर सिंह, आलिया भट्ट, धर्मेंद्र, शबाना आजमी, जया बच्चन, अंजलि आनंद, तोता राय चौधरी, चूर्नी गांगुली, अरिजीत तनेजा, आमिर बशीर, नमित दास, नवनीत निशान, क्षितिज जोग और बेनजीर शेख जो हैं मुख्य कलाकार हैं इस फिल्म के। अगर हम पकड़ने जाएं तो बहुत सारी खामियां निकल सकती है फिल्म में, बट एक चीज है जो सबके मन में रहती है एज एन ऑडियंस वंस द फिल्म गेट्स ओवर, इज दैट इट वर्क्स. द कास्ट वाज सिंसियर. The effort shows, and I think because of that one tends to focus more on the positives than on the negatives of the film. इस फिल्म के positives, अगर strengths की मैं बात करूं तो सबसे पहले काफ़ी समय बाद एक ट्रू ब्लू हिंदी फिल्म एंटरटेनर आई है, जिसमें वो ग्लॉस है, ग्लैमर है, लार्जर देन लाइफ सेट्स है, एक बहुत बड़ा स्टार कास्ट है, सारे वो इमोशन जो एक बड़ी हिंदी क्लासिक फिल्म में होने चाहिए वो है, वेदर इट्स इमोशन, ड्रामा, कॉमेडी, म्यूजिक, सब कुछ इस फिल्म में डाला गया है. सो वो इस फिल्म का सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ है, बिकॉज काफ़ी समय बाद एक फिल्म में ये सब कुछ उतनी मात्रा में है जितना कि ऑडियंस को पसंद आता है. इट इज़ अनअबैशेडली कमर्शियल मसाला फिल्म. इट डजंट प्रिटेंड टू बी एनीथिंग एल्स. इट is exactly that, and it gives the audiences what it has promised in its promos.
और तू सही कहती है, हम दोनों बहुत अलग हैं और कितनी भी कोशिश कर लेना हमारे बीच के फर्क खत्म नहीं होंगे.
फर्क तो खत्म नहीं होगी अगर ये रिश्ता खत्म हो चुका है रॉकी.
दूसरा आई थिंक जो इस फिल्म का स्ट्रेंथ है, दैट व्हाइल इट स्टेज विद इन द कमर्शियल film space, there are a lot of social messages in the film, whether it's about patriarchy, whether it's about women empowerment, whether it's about body shaming, female objectification, whether it's about respecting opposing points of views, whether it's about the commentary that people today just keep cancelling each other on any side of the divide without even understanding the opposing person's point of view, and how we are being so judgmental in a way of dealing with people. और ये सारे ही topics पे रोशनी आती है in a very fun and humorous way without taking sides, most importantly, because the mistake that a lot of films make when they try to be preachy or when they pick up social topics is that they start judging, they start taking sides. When you don't take sides, when you're merely showing the mirror to the audience, I think they get the message, and more importantly, you don't end up being preachy. And all of this has been dealt in a very fun sort of way, which is why it doesn't come across as preachy, and yet it drives home the point very, very well. And that to me is one of the biggest strengths of this film. Third, I'd say Karan Johar and his team copped a lot of flack for Brahmastra's dialogues. Here, I'd say the dialogues are clearly the high point of the film. They are funny when they need to be, especially Ranveer Singh's dialogues. Some of them are absolutely rip-roaring, and the audiences have a blast, and they have a lot of meaning when they need to have depth. So I'd say the dialogues of the film, again, are one of the biggest strengths of this film.
दादाजी 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 दादाजी.
Hey! ये श्री रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर है.
I know.
Fourth, I think the music. Pritam clearly knocks it out of the park, whether it's Tum Kya Mile, whether it's What Jhumka, whether it's Heartthrob, whether it's Ve Kamleya, whether it's Roland De. All of the songs are very well composed, very well sung. Arijit along with Pritam anyways is a smashing combination, and I think the music of the film also contributes in a huge way in driving up or dialing up the scale of this film. Very, very hummable songs, foot tapping numbers, all kinds of songs are there in the film, and that is what makes it a complete package as a music album, and that also is one of the strengths of this film. I think the cinematography by Manush Nandan and the production design overall, the art direction of the film is also brilliant. It is meant to be lavish, it is meant to be larger than life, it's meant to be over the top, and it is exactly that. And I think that might have been the brief for the production design team, and that's exactly what they delivered. So I think the cinematography is top notch, the production design is also top notch, and again they also play a huge role in lifting this film. I have to make special mention of choreography, which again I think is a huge strength of this film. All the songs have been very well choreographed, whether it's What Jhumka, and specifically I need to mention the Dola Re Dola number that was picturized on Ranveer Singh and Tota Roy Chaudhary. I think brilliantly picturized. I'm sure a lot of effort would have gone on the part of the both of them to have done this and enacted this so beautifully. Hats off to the choreography also of the film. I think the other big strength of this film is the brilliant star cast. Dharmendra is a huge surprise. I think I had expected a very short role, a very short cameo, but this is more than just a cameo, and I think the impact of the role and his performance is also much more than what I expected. Shabana Azmi is good. Jaya Bachchan is her usual self. Amir Bashir is brilliant. Tota Rai Chaudhary and Churni Ganguly are brilliantly cast and have done the job very well. Namit Das is brilliant as usual. So I think it's a very strong support cast, which also contributes in a big way to the film. And then finally, one of the biggest strengths of this film, I'd say, hands down, Ranveer Singh. I think it is easily one of his career best performances. It's not as if he's not played a Delhi guy before or a loud Punjabi before, but the fact that he can play the same role in so many different ways. He's played a Delhi-based Punjabi in Band Baja Barat. He's played a Delhi-based Punjabi in Dil Dhadakne Do, and he's also done the same here. And when you see how differently he's able to play the similar kind of role in different films and how the character looks so different from the previous two, gives a measure of how gifted a performer Ranveer Singh is. That energy, whenever he's on screen, is absolutely phenomenal. That guy is a one-man show as far as this film goes. Absolutely brilliant. There is nothing he couldn't do, whether it was a faulty English that he had to speak, whether it's the Punjabi dialect in which he's speaking, whether it's the over-the-top scenes, whether it's the emotional scenes or the scenes that require him to show a bit of depth or gravitas in his performance. He's been able to do all of that in this film. Without an iota of doubt, he's the absolute life and soul of this film. Hats off. I think it's a success he thoroughly deserved, given that his past 2 or 3 films haven't done well, but he's clearly given it his all here.
ताड़ लो जितना ताड़ना, देखने की चीज है, बड़ी मेहनत से बनाई जी, all natural, no steroid.
I can't think of anybody else who could have put up such a sterling display of acting in a role like this as Ranveer Singh has. Without a doubt, one of this year's best performances in Hindi cinema. Alia Bhatt also complements him very well. Her role is obviously not something that is playing to the gallery, not as loud or over the top as Ranveer's is, but whatever she's been given, she's delivered to that brief.
अब तू random चीजें suggest कर रहा है कि तू मेरी family के साथ आके रहे, मैं oh my god, genius.
So these, I think, are some of the biggest strengths of this film, which is endearing this film to a lot of audiences. Now, what doesn't work? Maybe the length. I think it is easily 15 minutes long. It could have been trimmed in its length a bit. Maybe a song or 2 here and there could have been trimmed, and that would just have been the perfect duration for this film. Secondly, I think it touches upon a lot of topics, specifically female objectification and female empowerment. What I do feel that it ends up doing wrong is that it ends up doing a lot of male objectification. Given that this film has been subtly, speaking about a lot of these social issues or topics, or trying to drive a message through the use of these topics. So I think male objectification is something that at least this film could have avoided. Specifically, the objectification of the main lead, which is Ranveer Singh, could definitely have been avoided. And I say that because there are so many messages being pushed through in the film, which is right in a correct sort of way, but then how could they overlook this one? So that is something I'd like to point out. And thirdly, there is a bit of predictability. I mean, we know that Jaya Bachchan's character has been modeled along the lines of the character played by Amitabh Bachchan. We know that the ending is going to happen in a certain way, and it does happen in that way. So there is a sense of predictability that starts to seep in, especially in the second half. So that to me definitely pulls it down a bit. But all in all, I'd say it's a film well made within the realm of the commercial parameters of Hindi cinema. I'd give this film a rating of 6.5 on 10. I mean, अगर आपने फिल्म देखी तो ज़रूर हमें बताइए आपको क्या अच्छा लगा और क्या नहीं, कमेंट सेक्शन में नीचे. और अगर हमको हमारा रिव्यू पसंद आया तो ज़रूर हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और आते रहिए ऐसे ढेर सारे रिव्यूज़ के लिए हमारे चैनल पर. हम जल्दी मिलेंगे आपको. See you soon. Thank you.